Hello everybody. Hey, it's Do at Do Dots and Designs. I hope you're catching me again. If you're catching me for the first time, again, my name is Do Dots and Designs. I was supposed to be on today with Dixie Belle with Tracy's Fancy, and things got in a hot mess. They were messed up and I wasn't able to go on. But if you're coming on, say hello. I'd love to know that you're joining me. But I wanted to come on and show you while Tracy's Fancy was painting on Dixie Belle's page. If you missed her, and you might want to go over and check out that page and watch her paint, she taught me how to paint stripes. And we were supposed to be coming on a dual live and painting together. Things went haywire. I wasn't able to get on. So what I did was I followed her lead and I painted while I watched the video. And I wanted to show you what I created from that video. And then we're gonna proceed from there, because what we're going to be doing tonight is some gold leaf. So I wanted to show you what I had. Tracy and I, like I said, we were going to go live. Things got messed up, but our whole theme for our video was teaching you how to paint stripes and how to do gold leaf. I personally have never done stripes before. Hey Shirley, hey Lynn, glad to see you on. I've never done stripes before. I've painted all kinds of stuff, but I've never painted a stripe. So I did not know how easy they are. So I want to go over those with you. For those of you who missed the live today with Tracy, like I said, go over to Dixie Belle's paint page and you can catch the live where she actually taught you how to do this gold the striping, and then also how to do a gold leaf. But I'm going to go over and do the gold leaf tonight with you. So let me talk about prepping first. Of course, we always prep our wood furniture with, we clean it well, make sure that it has, it's free of any gunk or grime or goo or any oils that may be on it that may repel your paint. We do that with a product from Dixie Belle, and that's called White Lightning. I love this stuff. You mix it in a spray bottle, you spray over it, you wipe it down, and then mist over it with water, wipe it down again, make sure it's clean, and then you're ready to go. And what I did for this piece, because it was all wood, is I went ahead and put a primer on it, a stain blocker, and I used a product called Boss. Let me get that for you right here. Let me not get that product for you because I don't have it, but it is Boss in a clear. It's just a stain blocker, and this was old, and you know, sometimes the stains kind of come through on those old pieces, so I used a clear Boss over the whole thing. Then I took my paint, and I used actually the same thing that Tracy used. We didn't even know, we didn't plan this together. We just kind of come up with the same color scheme. How weird is that, right? But we used a color called Fluff, and that's what I painted the base coat with. I painted the whole thing in a color called Fluff. It's a beautiful, it's a white, but it's almost fluffy. It almost has like a hue of a little bit of gray to it, just a tiny bit, not much. Hey Lynn, thanks for joining, honey. I know it was crazy today. We were all over the place, right? I know. So I painted the whole kit of Fluff, okay? So there's where the stripes come in, okay? This was all white. So what I did, and what you can't see, is that this has some little indentions around it on this little twin headboard, and I went ahead and painted the outline of it black, and the rest of this was white across here. Super, super easy to paint stripes. But what you need to do is to, after you paint it, I like to seal the paint before you put your tape on, because we're going to be using some painter's tape, some blue painter's tape, to map off where we're going to put the stripes. You take a risk if you don't seal your paint that the paint will peel off. So, and it's happened to me today when I was doing it. I had to go back and fix it, and I was so glad that I wasn't on live when I did it, because, you know, it just peeled off. Even though I primed it, it still peeled off, and sometimes that still happens, but it happens less if you prime it. So I went ahead and sealed it with a clear coat from Dixie Belle, and this one is a satin clear coat. So I painted over the whole white area, and this is where I'm going to do the stripes. Super easy. Just take a paintbrush and paint over it and let it dry. It dries really quick. Okay, after that's dry, then you need to map out where you're going to put your stripes, and you have tons of options here where you're going to put your stripes. I like, because of this piece has this area right here that's kind of centered, I thought, okay, this is the center of the piece. If you have a flat piece like this, you probably don't want to start your stripes over here and work across, because you're going to get off-centered, right? It's not going to be true to the center if you start over here. So what I did was I started mapping off how far I wanted mine to be from here. So what I did was I took my tape measure, and I don't use a tape measure very often because I usually just eyeball it. It's just easier. But for this one I had to. So I kind of guessed at how big I wanted the stripes. I went with 4 inches. So I measured off 4 inches from here, and then I halved it with 2 inches because I wanted these to be bolder, the black, and I wanted the white to really pop. And then I did 4 inches, 2 inches, 4 inches, and 2 inches. And then the end of it is black, which was perfect. So it's just, you have to do your math a little bit. You know, I hate math. I'm not good at math. But if you kind of look at it and look at where you want to start, you can do that. Now, if this is a dresser, it's totally different. You know, you're going to be doing the doors and stuff like that. But when you've got a big flat surface that you're working across, you want to find the center so that your eye is drawn to that center so that your stripes are not off, because that would drive me insane to walk in a room and see stripes going everywhere. It's not like it should be, right? Hey, Judy, thanks for joining me. Hey, Bonnie. Okay, so what I did was I took my tape. Okay, I'll show you. It's really simple. You tape off what you're going to do. So let's say I taped off right here, okay? You're going to smash it down. All this is white. You don't see the black. It's still white. You're going to smooth it all down with your finger. Make sure it gets good in contact. And then what you're going to do is you're going to go back over, and I don't know what this is called. Tracy taught me this, and I'm not sure what it's called. Maybe you guys can help me out and give me a shout out and tell me what it's called. You take the same color that you painted behind here, and you go back and you paint just a tiny little bit where the tape meets the paint. And what that does is it seals that line right there so that when you paint the black over, it doesn't seep underneath it, and you don't get ugly lines. They don't bleed through. It stops the bleed through. If anybody knows what that is, shout it out, because I don't know. Burnishing. Thank you, Trisha. I knew there was a word for that. Burnishing. Right. So you want to burnish the edges of your tape. Take a little bit of your paint, whatever you got. You can even take your finger if you want, and you can just kind of go down the edges of it. Really, really easy. But you want to let that dry. You want to let that dry first before you paint over it. Okay, so we burnished it and it's dried. Now we're going to go back in and we're going to paint the black. Just take your black and go back in and paint it. Okay, you want to remove your tape from this before it dries. You don't want to leave it there. Hey Diane, thanks for joining me, honey. Don't leave your tape there while it's dry. Once it's wet and you've painted it, then you want to peel it off. And when you peel it off, you will get a perfect stripe. So pretty. So pretty and so easy. Every now and then you're going to get a bleed through. If you do, take your little artist brush or something and go back and just touch up those little areas. It's not that big a deal, promise you. Painting stripes is easier than I thought. Tracy had me worried because we were going to come on live and I was going to have to do this, and I was like, oh, I can't paint stripes. I can't paint a straight line. So tape, it's perfect. It's perfect. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about brushes. Dixie Belle has a new line of brushes out, guys, and I wanted to introduce you to this before we get started with gold leafing, okay? And we're going to put some gold leaf on here. So just imagine this in a gold. How pretty is that going to be? I'm super excited to do this for you guys. But Dixie Belle has some new brushes, guys. If you haven't heard of them, they are really similar to the brushes that you know as a Klingon brush. I love my Klingons. I'll be the first one to say, hey, nothing can replace my Klingon. Well, I think I've found the match. And not only do I think it is as good, it's also made in the USA, which makes me super happy. I'm such a patriotic mom. I have 2 sons that served in the military. One is still serving and one is out. So, you know, that makes me happy. So this brush right here that I'm holding, this is what I painted the whole thing with, including the stripes. It's super great. This one is called, it's a small oval. You can see it. The brush is really pretty. Look how pretty that is. Why do we care that the brush is pretty? I don't know. I do. I think it's pretty. But it is a round oval or small oval. And you can see it's kind of an oval. It's not a round. But I like it because it's got a short handle. A short handle, guys. Let me tell you about short handles. They're much easier on the wrist. When you've got a long handle brush, have you ever had fatigue where you're painting a whole lot of stuff and that was just rubbing against your wrist and your arm, and it started hurting? I don't like that. I prefer the short little brushes. I like the short handles. I think they're really great and they fit in your hands. Hey, Miss Betty. Yes, I love that they're made in the USA too. I really do. And they also have, this one is one that they sent me. Dixie Belle just sent me these to try, and I've been painting with these. This one is called it's a round large, okay? This one is a round one. You can see I've already used it. It's still kind of wet, but it is a round brush. and it has a great little handle, like a little bell handle, which fits perfectly in my hand. It just kind of lays there. It feels good. It just kind of cups, and I love that. So these are two really great brushes, and the last brush that they sent me, and this will replace my Purdy brush. Does anybody else use Purdy brushes? I love my Purdy brush. And I'm not talking about pretty. I'm talking about Purdy, P-U-R-D-Y. This is a pretty brush though, right? Right? So this one is called a mini. And it too has the little tiny handle here, which kind of just rocks in your hand. These are perfect for getting up inside of cabinets. If you're painting a big cabinet that has doors and you have to get up inside there, these are perfect for that. You can get in there and get in all those cracks. It's just a nice, good, overall flat brush. I like the little skinny brushes like this. I think it's just a good overall brush. So I just wanted you to know too that these brushes can also be suspended in water, just like the Klingons, just like those. The filament itself is tapered filament, so it has to be flagged to imitate the natural split ends of a hog bristle. See how, if you can see this, it is like super smooth. You've got all the nylon here, and then it gets really, really soft. So it's also very flexible. I want to show you how it flexes back. Sorry if I'm boring you with the brushes, but guys, without a good brush, you can't paint. You can think about paint all day, but if you don't have a great brush, your stuff is not going to turn out. So yeah, look, it just bounces back. It's great. Such a pretty brush. I love it. Okay. So those are the new brushes, guys. You need to go check them out. And there are affiliate links up at the top if you want to go check out the supplies that I'm using tonight. There's also an Amazon shop link up there to supply all the gold leaf and the stuff that I'm using tonight for that. So also wanted to let you know you can also follow me over on my website at dodotsondesigns.com, Instagram, and also on Pinterest. Who doesn't love Pinterest? All the pretty pins, right? And also find some video and tutorials over on YouTube as well. So are you guys ready to get started on gold leaf? Give me some hearts and some thumbs up. Y'all are really quiet tonight. Y'all must be really tired. Everybody's off of work. Let's talk about gold leaf for a little bit, okay? Has anybody out there used gold leaf? Do you know what gold leaf is? Hold on, I'm not seeing any comments. Anybody have any gold leaf? Have you ever seen any? I'm sorry, I'm not seeing any comments. So if you're commenting and I can't see it, I'm so sorry, and I'll go back and watch this and I will answer your questions. Facebook has not been very good to me today. They have just I've been the stepchild. I'll just tell you. So I'm gonna go ahead with this, and we're gonna keep doing the gold leaf. And like I said, I'll answer any questions that you have. Gold leaf typically comes in a neat little package, all squished together. This package got dropped on the floor, so it's not neat anymore. I do that all the time. I'm always doing something. But each one is individually separated. Can you see that? The gold leaf? Let me show you what it looks like when it's up in the air. If you've never seen, these are called gold leaf sheets. Look at these. How pretty and brilliant and shiny is this? Gold leaf. Also, you can get a gold leaf in a liquid form that you can paint on, but it does not look like this, ladies. It does not. You do not get this beautiful, shiny goodness. I'm a bling girl. I love the bling. If you don't like the bling as much, maybe you want to go with a liquid and then kind of tone it down a little bit, but I like this. It's also, look at this. It is light as a feather. Actually lighter. Watch. Isn't that cool? So after you put it on and you start breaking it up and it gets all over and it starts spreading in the air and it's like raining gold, and that is like my favorite part of all of this. But I'm gonna shut up and I'm gonna get too busy because I want you guys to see how easy this is to apply. Okay, before you apply your gold leaf, you have to put a glue on, okay? There are different products, different glues out there that I've used. I prefer, it's just what I use. I'm not saying that it's the best because it's just what you like, right? I like Speedball. This is called a metal leaf glue. And again, the link is up at the top of the video at the Amazon shop, and you can find all these products in there. This glue looks a little bit like milk. If you've ever seen glue, and it smells like glue too, guys, okay? but it looks like milk. You can kind of see the little white around the edges. It's kind of milky like. When you apply this, you need to apply it with a brush, or it also comes in a spray, I believe, too. You can get a spray if you want to cover the whole surface and just make it completely covered. You can do it with a spray. I like to use this because I want to control where that glue is going, because I want to be able to see where I want to go. I don't want straight lines of anything. I want something that's kind of organic and just kind of falls down and breaks up and just kind of looks pretty, looks kind of old. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put this on. If you use a brush, find one that you can throw away, because you will not be able to clean this. You will not. It will not come out. The glue is stuck there. It's going to be stuck there. So I'm going to go ahead and put some glue on. A little dab will do you. Let me tell you, don't go hog wild with the glue. I'm going to go ahead and paint over this. It's going to take a little bit though. Hang on. It takes a few minutes for this glue to get tacky enough to where you can actually put the gold leaf on. So just go ahead and cover your area. I hope that you can hear me when I have my back to you. I'm sorry if you can't. I love to use gold leaf on black particularly because I like it when it has the little cracks in it and it starts showing through. I think it is beautiful, beautiful. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and put some down here because I want mine to go way down here. I want it to kind of go down and swoop down. If you had a pattern, I don't know if you can see this behind me though, but right back here, there's a gold leaf that I did on a video tutorial, which is available in my private coaching group. And I actually did a little design. It's more of a streaky and then it kind of breaks up. It's very unusual. So you can come up with all kinds of designs. You don't have to just do a straight line or just do whatever you want. You know, you just kind of put it on there. And I'm probably going to go back. I'm just going to put a little on here to show you how easy it is to apply. And then I'll probably go back. I'm going to start kind of breaking this up down here. See what I'm doing with the glue? I'm kind of dabbing it on. I'm not actually putting it on straight. I put it completely coveraged here because I want that to be all coverage. But down here, I want it to start kind of breaking up. So I'm just kind of putting it on there. The good thing about this is that you can always add to it. And I even want some to come down into the white. Okay. I think I got enough glue on there for everybody, right? Okay. All right, guys. All right. If you know anybody that wants to see how to apply gold leaf, please share this video. I would love it if you share it. Share it. It's caring and it's sharing the love of the artistic design for furniture painters and creatives alike. We all love what we do and we love to share too. Hey Janine, hey girl, good to see you. I haven't seen you in a long time. Good to see you. Okay, here's where the magic begins, guys. You have to wait for the glue to get a little tacky. This can take several minutes depending on how thick you put it on. You don't want your glue to be running. It does not need to be drip. If it's still blue, and remember I told you in the beginning of the video, it's kind of blue when you put it on, it's kind of milky. It looks like skinny milk or skim milk, if you call it. I call it skinny milk because it's supposed to make you skinny, right? So you want to put it on to where it's not real thick, but then you want to touch it to see if it's tacky. It's still not tacky yet. It's still a little wet, so we're going to have to kill a little bit of time here while that is still getting tacky. Are there any questions? Is there any questions that you have about the gold leaf right now that I can answer while we're waiting on this to actually start doing its thing? Because like I said, it has to get tacky before you can put it on. What happens if you put this on before it gets tacky? The glue has to get kind of sticky. it won't stick and you'll have a hot dang mess. It'll be a nasty mess. It'll be all over your hands. It'll be everywhere, and you will be calling me and saying, you didn't tell me not to wait. No, wait until it gets tacky. It needs to be sticky so it sticks. And this stuff is super, super sticky. Usually it's sticky once the blue goes away on the glue. Once it goes clear, you pretty much know it's pretty good, but you can tap it just to kind of, to get an idea. There's a couple of places that were kind of thick, so I'm gonna break them up a little bit right here. And I can't see over there, so I don't know what that's gonna look like over there. I can always go back and fill in. If you miss a spot, no worries. You can go back with the glue, fill it in, stick another piece on there, you're good to go. Gold leaf is not perfect, and that's what's beautiful about this, is that you can do it and not have to worry about it looking like it's gorgeous. Hey, Lisa from Canada, thanks for joining, honey. Good to see you. Okay. Did y'all see that piece Tracy did today on Tracy's Fancy on Dixie Belle Paint page? If you didn't, you need to go see it. It was gorgeous, gorgeous. I'm just, oh, it's just amazing. Okay. Not quite, almost, almost. Now, Tracy used some glue today that she sprayed on that took like 20 minutes to get tacky. So there's different levels of tackiness, obviously, with your glue. Vicki says, do you seal over the gold leaf? Yes, I do. Because remember, this is a gold leaf. It is a metal. And what happens to metal when it's left out for long periods of time? It oxidizes and you lose that brilliance and that shine. So it's very, very important that you seal this. I seal it with kind of different. I don't know if anybody else uses this, but this is what I use because I do a lot of metallic finishes on furniture. So I use a Modern Masters clear coat, especially made for metallic paint. And I use it over my gold leaf. And I have never had a piece of gold leaf on a furniture that ever tarnished after I put that on there. So I'm addicted. There may be other products that work out there. You can use other top coats if you want, but this one has something special in it that's supposed to keep the brilliance, and it's super clear so that you still get the brilliance of the gold leaf. Because remember, this is the reason we were attracted to the gold leaf to begin with, right? Because it's amazing and it's brilliant. You don't want that to go away. That piece behind me, do you see? It's still brilliant. And it was sealed with the Modern Masters clear coat for metallic finishes. And like I said, that is also in the Amazon shop for you. You can go and find that product too. So yes, I did too, Kathy. Her piece was amazing. Tracy's awfully talented. She's just a fancy, talented lady. I just love her. And it made me sad. I wanted to cry today when I didn't get to go on with her. We're going to do it again. We're going to try. Okay. All right. Feels tacky to me. We're going to go with it. Okay, so we're going to pick up our first piece. Are y'all ready to see this? Watch it. It will like suck to it. Easy, easy. Pick up your next piece. And remember, if you're just coming on and joining, gold leaf comes in sheets and it's separated by each little paper. So every little paper that you take off, you get a brand new sheet of gold leaf. How pretty. Oh my gosh, I love this stuff so much. Watch it, it just sticks to it. It's like sucks to it. I'm just gonna tap it down right now. I'm not gonna do too much with it. We're gonna go ahead and just kind of put this over it. Sometimes I'll pick up a sheet with this sheet on it and use this as the back so I can actually apply it. This actually helps a lot too. So you can keep it from getting on your hands. Just add that in. Tap it lightly. Right. Okie dokie. All right, let's get another sheet. Y'all still with me? I'd have to over that place in no time. Yeah, I know. It is. It's fun though. It is. It's fun stuff. Okay. But you can see how fast it goes on. And when we start brushing over this with a brush, it's gonna go everywhere. It's gonna be raining gold. And I'm okay. Get the vacuum cleaner, you know? It's okay with me. Gold just makes it better to me. It's fine. Okay. It's very, very fragile. It will tear apart very, very easily. And don't waste your gold leaf. Don't waste it, guys. Watch. If you got a little extra that you overlapped, take this piece off, add it down there. That's all you do. Don't waste your gold leaf. Just fill it in. It will be fine. And if you have some holes, you can fill those in too. See how easy that is? Sometimes I like to see the holes, and I will as I get down because I want it to kind of break up. Okay. Working hard here. Here we go. Let's get some more down here. This is where it's kind of breaking up. Like I said, I'm not gonna bore you with finishing this tonight because it's gonna take a while because I'll start working on a pattern and stuff down here, but I want to give you the gist of how easy this is. Woo, it's flying away. Come back here. There's some more up here. When you're close up, you can actually kind of see the glue because it gives it a little different color to your paint. So you may not be able to see it from there, but you can. Okay, let's see, I got some more up here. And this stuff is not expensive. This is not the real gold leaf, this is the imitation. I would not feel comfortable putting real gold on this. No, that would make me very nervous. But there are people that do faux finishes on walls and stuff, and they actually use real gold. I'm just not. I don't think so. Okay, we're almost got it covered here. Let me get a little more over here. Let me take one more sheet, guys, and fill over all the glue that we have to make sure it's all covered. Okay, almost. Okay, this is where you want to kind of start tapping it down, making sure it gets in all those little cracks. Okay. Missed. You can take the tiniest little pieces, guys, and just fill in all those little holes if you missed any. Not a problem. Okay. All right. So it's on there. All right, guys. Hi, Carla. Thanks for joining. Where did I buy the gold leaf? Carla, I get it off of Amazon. You can also get it at the craft stores, Hobby Lobby, Michael's. All those places carry most of the time. But I like to get it from Amazon because they ship it to me, and I like Prime. Oh, look, I got gold all over me. I'm a happy girl. Yeah, and there is a link to my Amazon shop at the top of this video. If you want to go and look at all the products I'm using tonight are there. So if you want to find those, you can do that. So I'm going to take the Dixie Belle brush because remember I was showing you how soft it is. You can do this a couple of different ways. You can take a cloth, you can take like cheesecloth, really, really soft, super soft cloth, and you can kind of pat it and rub over it. Or you can take a really super fine bristle that is super soft, and you can just kind of whisk over it like this. This is where it starts raining, guys. It's raining gold. Watch this. It immediately comes in contact and it smooths over. Woo! Love it, love it, love it. And this is what it's gonna look like. You can see, I will go back over the edges. I like the edges all tattered like this. I'm gonna do a little more effect of it kind of dripping down, maybe breaking up like age or something has worn it, but I want it to kind of drape over into the stripes and I want to start seeing speckles, and I want to start seeing black coming through the white and the black, and it's going to be so brilliant and so pretty. Now, once I get everything on here like I like it, you can see it's going everywhere. You should see my floor. It's amazing looking. Once you get everything on like you want it and you get it all on, I would let this dry overnight. Ooh, that's a bad glare. Can y'all see that? It's still a bad glare. Hold on. Maybe that's a little better. Let this dry overnight. Let the glue really set up. And then you're gonna come back with your clear coat. Let me show you. I just happen to have the can right here. This is called Metallic Paint Collections. It's Master Clear from Modern Masters. It's not cheap, guys. It's not cheap. I'm just telling you, it's not cheap. But if you're gonna go to this trouble to putting gold leaf on your furniture and you want it to look like this for a long time, then I would use this. This is what I use. Like I said, you can use anything you want to, but this is what I do and this is what I love. So it is a collection, and it's a UV protectant, clear top coat. It's acrylic polyurethane. So it's really pretty and it's brilliant. Like I said, that piece right up here that you can see on the back of me, I did it the same way. It's still very pretty and it didn't discolor the paint. It was just, it looked beautiful. So that's it. Do you guys want me to continue with the gold leaf, or are you good for the night? Because I think this is probably about as much as I'm going to be able to get done tonight with you on here. I know everybody needs to be with their families and enjoy their families tonight. So I'm going to call this tonight. I'm going to go ahead and finish this up, and I will come back on and take some photos later on, and I will post this and maybe even do a blog post for you. But you got the video, so if you want to go back and watch this replay from the beginning, share it to your own timeline, or share it to a friend, share it to a buddy, a furniture painter, or somebody that just wants to add a little glam to their house. I would love that. I would love that so much. Okay, Wendy says, I can't wait to see it finished. Thank you, Wendy. Thank you so much. Thanks, Nancy. Thanks, guys, for joining me. I was so sad today when I didn't get to paint with Tracy. I do. It just broke my heart. But I'm super happy that you guys waited for me to come on so I could show you this. And I just love you all so much. So, yeah. Go follow me on dodotsanddesigns.com and any other social medias. I would love for you to follow and join along in the fancy painting. That's what fancy is, her fancy painting. I'm gonna be a little more fancy with my painting. I think I have a little bit more love for some of these stripes and bold colors in my life, and I think I'm gonna put those in too. So thank you so much for joining me tonight. I love you guys. We will chat soon, and I'll be back on soon with another paint project. Thanks for joining tonight. God bless.